Michael was sitting in the racing team awning. I mean, with all the bikes sitting behind you, you must be proud of what's all here.
Yeah, from really starting out when really the Bathams Racing team started, you know, about 2016, it's just got a bit bigger and bigger, and then now we've got Craig on board as well, Craig Neve, and it's fantastic as a young lad coming up, and we're going to try and help some younger people than us old fogies riding around at our age. So yeah, it's good, and you know, Bathams have been involved with me for a very long time, since 2009. So yeah, it's the relationship's growing, and you know, it's what it is today. You know, we're still trying to improve, but it's a slow process of getting the right people and the right stuff together.
Was that like a proper decision that you wanted to make with a young rider with you to also improve your own? Yeah, learning from him as well.
Well, yeah, you know, you never stop learning. You know, we you know, we speak about stuff, and you know, there's things that, you know, and I've been watching a lot more as well, watching the racing when I haven't been racing myself, you know, because I'm normally here in the workshop or in doing stuff, and I've gone out on purpose to go and watch Craig, and you know, watching as well, I thought, oh, I'll try that, you know, or try a little bit wider. You never stop learning at this game.
And then for him, it must be a great opportunity as well. And fantastic bikes for learning from you as well, of course, with all the experience that you have.
Yeah, you know, I think it's the best day of his life when he met me. That's what I tell him anyway. So no, yeah, no, he's a brilliant young lad, and yeah, you know, he's quiet, he listens, and you know, we've had a hard week really in practice, and it's come along. You know, it's coming right now. You know, wish we could have started at the beginning of practice week now, with the settings we got, you know, because I think he'd be right up there with us.
Talking about the first week or the first 10 days, how's it been so far?
Hard work, you know, it's racing and trying to be here and help, and you know, we're only really a small team. It looks big with the awning and everything like this, but you know, we've got a great bunch of lads with us all, but you know, it's non-stop, and with the weather being like this for the 2 weeks of the TT, it's unheard of, and you know, every night's practice, we haven't had a night off at all, so it is mentally tiring as physical tiring racing as well.
You had some nice top 10 results. I believe you did 1:30.3 in the final lap of the Superbike race.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? I mean,
to be honest with you, that's why I had little aims. You know, we got the RCV 213, which is like an old bike now, and in 2019 we basically rode the bike and did like about 130.6 on it, and I thought, well, if I can get to 130, somewhere near that, I'll be like well happy. So yeah, so getting to that time already, and I think if we had a bit of a softer tyre, went for a bit of a safe option, we probably might have gone even 131, I think, you know. So I'm looking forward, if it's a dry day, we can hopefully have a good last lap and see where we can end up on it.
I think last week John McGuinness was the first man over 50 years old that did the 130. Was it just to bother him that you matched that?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll, you know, it's always a big rival between me and John, but you know, John's fantastic around here. You know, obviously John, he's like 2 days older than me, so you know, we've got to give him a little bit of respect to the older man.
I mean, the relationship you two have, it's something very funny to watch as well. And I mean, what's that like, just with him? Yeah, you know, the mickey out of each other.
Yeah, well, you know, John, like I said, you know, John, our careers have, you know, crossed over loads of times, and we've been, unfortunately, we're teammates. He was like the pain in the arse. I was the nice side of it. But he says different things, but we've had some good races together, and it's great to see, you know, him up there still. You know, he's got a factory bike, factory Honda, which he deserves, and you know, he's making a lot of other riders, you know, look up to him still and like want to beat him. So you know, but we do still have, you know, I still would love to beat him. It would just be, I might even buy a round for the whole team if I beat him on Friday.
You better go that on camera now. So, I mean, is it something with road racing that riders are more friendly with each other because, well, on short circuits you see the.
Yeah, you know, even at short circuits we used to have good times with certain riders. You could have a good laugh, and you know, I've gone through my whole career and I've took it seriously, but I wish I took it a bit more seriously in some other ways. I probably could have done better, but you know, I've been doing it 34 years now. I've been racing here at the Isle of Man since, well, I think 94, so I've done 29 years. It'll be 30 years of racing at TT next year if we decide to come back and everything. So yeah, it's you meet that many different people and different, not just racers, you know, other people like sponsors and mechanics. It's a brilliant, you know, upbringing, and you know, I was born with it with my dad really as well. Yeah. So I've been here since I've been born. You know, like I'm 51 now, and I think I've been coming since I've been here for 50 years. You know, I was here on my first birthday. You know, so I haven't missed many.
I mean, about the TT, spoke to James a few days ago, and he said the thing about coming back is that he would be in bits if he wasn't here riding. How's that for you? And I think John said like someone else needs to tell him to stop. How do you feel about that?
I think we all know when we want to give up. Like sometimes, you know, you ride some of the bikes and you're not quite happy with them. You think, I'm 51 years old, I don't need to do this. And then, you know, I jumped on the R7, the new Yamaha R7, and I thought, I'm not really looking forward to this. And I enjoyed it so much, riding around at a pace that probably I was happy. And I enjoyed the RCV doing 130 mile an hour. So I think as long as you enjoy it, I think you'll carry on. And then I think it'll come today, go, I don't like this, but it could be Friday, you might wake up, or Saturday in the scene and go, right, that's it, I've had enough, and that'll be it. Yeah. I don't think it'll be, right, I'll plan on stopping the end of this year, or, you know, I'll just wait and see.
You surpassed the amount of starts your father had around the island with, I think, the 83rd and the 84th start this week. You've done a lot of effort to honor your dad with special helmets and all. Yeah. Is that important for you to recognise that? Yeah,
you know, my dad was massive. He loved the Isle of Man TT, you know, and I used to spend most of my time with him over here as well. But you know, between us, we've done a lot of starts, and you know, I think we've won the same amount of races, and our careers have been at the TT anyway quite close. Obviously my dad was world champion and British champion, and he was bloody good, you know, so I think he'd have been very proud for me to do, you know, the same starts as him, and you know, if he was here now, he would love that.
Of all the 84 starts you've had so far, is there one particular race that's the most special or the most memorable for you?
Yeah, 100%. Beating John McGuinness, you know, every time, just standing on top of that podium, looking down on him. It was, yeah, it's fantastic. And, you know, that race in, I think, I forgot what year it was now, you know, he thought he'd won it. He'd already spent the money and everything and got the watch, and because you used to get a nice watch when you won the race, and I made sure when you know, I never wear a watch, but I was wearing it all the time in front of him. 2012, and then I had a cheque for £10,000, so I stuck it on his windscreen in his motorhome, so when he woke up in the morning he's seen that, so I've done my best to upset him. So
then in the next years, what does the future hold for Michael Rutter?
Get back for me. A lot of people are asking that, and you know, I'd definitely like to do something with Craig again. I think he's done a brilliant job, you know, because jumping into a team with black and gold bikes, everyone expects a bit more, but you know, basically it's his own team, and you know, under our colours, and you know, it's a learning curve for all of us. So you know, I'd like to carry on with that, and I'll do something. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Stay
you know,
with the sport.
Yeah, I want to. You know, I do want to race, but I don't know what I want to do yet. You know, I love riding the RCV, but I think this will be the last time you'll see an RCV out here, because I think it's done its time. You know, and we've done it to publicise the team a lot as well. You know, it isn't the fastest bike out there, but it's the most beautiful and it sounds the best. So you know, we've done our job with that. We need to move forward now with either a different manufacturer or whatever like that, and try and push forward with Bathams Racing.
Finally, to close the interview, we always ask riders and other people we interview about their best hire car story. After all those years of racing, you must have something.
To be honest with you, I've always had respect for other people's vehicles, but a lot of my teammates haven't, and I think the worst one is Shaky Byrne. You know, he was a nightmare, a bloody nightmare, and yeah, the things he's done, he just, you know, he's terrible. But I was in the passenger seat; I had nothing to do with it, and but yeah, there's been some mad things.
Which you, for legal reasons, cannot say.
No, you know, I can, you know, we'd pull the handbrake on, you know, the thing would be skidding for about, you know, a mile down the road, and then he would bang it into first gear, and it blew the turbo up on it. So and then we all had to go to the airport later on that night, and we sat me and Shaker in the back, and everyone's in the front, you know, all the mechanics and that, and then, you know, we'd pull away and the car's like hopping because. And then the team manager got out and said, "What's wrong with this? We've got a flat." And obviously there was massive flats on the tyre, so when all the weight of all the people on it's like boom, 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 you know. And then like he's gone mad at that and told us off. And then we're doing like 35 mile an hour down the motorway because the turbo's blowing up in it. And you know, it was just all the way. It was a very quiet journey.
Michael, thank you very much. We'll be enjoying the sound of the RCV on Saturday.
Yeah, it'd be good, you know, like I said, it will be the last time it'll be run, and I don't think there'll be any others running in the world ever again like doing this anyway, you know, so yeah, it'd be a special occasion.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you.